guys, this is Laurel, or Rel with the Dabbling Hook. How are you doing? It is, the heck's today? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 17th or something. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I asked that. I keep doing that. Hope you guys are doing well. It is cold but not freezing here. It's in the 20-something degrees Fahrenheit over here. There's snow on the ground, crusty snow. We had an ice storm 2 days ago, or it was supposed to be an ice storm. It wasn't too bad around here. It was icy rain Sunday night into Monday. I forget my days. I forget what day it was, but we had icy rain, and then the next day it just turned into rain. So the night before was a bit slippery, but yeah. That's the weather report here in Massachusetts, Western Mass. Not Western Mass, Metro West Mass. How are you guys doing? I'm all over the place. I'm having the last of my wine. So, work just ended, and light's fading. So we'll see how far we get and how quickly I can do this. My aim is for under a half hour, but probably not going to happen. Okay, I said I was going to try to make another video, so here we are. I'm heading back to Boston on Saturday. Today's Wednesday, so I got a couple more days, 3 more days, 2.5, whatever. Don't mind the hair, I'm just too lazy to do anything with it. Yeah, so we're just going to talk. Hi, my name is Laurel, or Rel, of the Dabbling Hook. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to all the new subscribers. It's been that kind of week. Not a bad week. It's been good to be home. But before I start rambling, welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to everybody coming back and spending some time with me. I do appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. So, what are we talking about? Stuff I've been doing. I'll probably interrupt myself a lot because my brain is just all over the place. I've been home for almost 2 weeks, and it's been great. We've had a couple of family dinners and game nights and stuff like that, and we have Uno playing tonight, I believe. So that's been good. But I'm heading back Saturday, like I said, and back to the 1 week on, 1 week off schedule. So we're going to talk about what I've been doing since the last time, because I said what I was trying to say. I was going to try to get a video in before I left, so this is it. Still a mess. I'm trying to clean up, but I seem to be creating more of a mess than cleaning up. I can't seem to concentrate long enough on one task. So I did put up my someone just running down the street. You don't want to do that in wintertime because she didn't look like a jogger. I bought a one of the IKEA-like storage carts. I do have an IKEA one, but then the one I bought is from, I think I bought it from Joann's. I bought it 2 weeks ago, and I finally just set it up last night. So that's there. It's supposed to help me with my sewing stuff. We'll see how that works out. Over here is my IKEA one, which I may have shown a long time ago. It is literally, you know when you see the homeless people driving the carts? And that's probably a bad analogy, but that's what it looks like right now. With things hanging off the cart, that's what my IKEA thing looks like. And those are whips I'm trying to go through and not start a whole mess of new projects, even though I already have. So after almost 4.5 minutes of me rambling, let's get going so I can keep a semblance of time. What I've been doing. Sip. Put the glass down. What I've been doing. Whips. So I mentioned my whip cart. My Linus Shawl, I put in 3 rows last night. That's about all. My SisLove cal. It was a cal. My SisLove shawl, which I'm determined to finish in the happy colorway of mandala ombre. I put in quite a bit on it. I'm on the 3rd cake, and last night it hit me. This is why they use fingering, because it's already a huge shawl in fingering. in worsted, it's massive. And if I add any more, it's going to be bigger than I like. I know a lot of people like big shawls. I like something to cover me enough, but this would be like way too big. So this is 2 cakes and a little bit of a third, because you know the bigger it gets, the more it uses. So there's a little bit of a third in there. I think the third one started on this blue row here, at the end somewhere. So far my 3 cakes, wherever one ended, I was able to pull either the center or the outside to match the color, which has been great. But it's huge, and I think it's just 3 sections repeated, and I'm going to try to figure out, once I get closer to the end of this cake, how to end it, because I think it has some kind of picot edging, and I'm not a huge fan of the picot edging. So, but one of the rows has the shell stitch, and I hope I will be there to end on it, because I like the way that looked when I was doing it. Yeah, and I'm not there yet, so I don't know. But this is the 3rd cake, and I'm not that far into it, so I do have one more, but like I said, I don't want this to be so huge that it's going to be cumbersome, because it's already worsted weight. So it'll be a good late spring, early summer, or just spring, early summer, early fall kind of shawl. And look at those colors. And once it's blocked, which I probably won't do, I think I've maybe blocked like 3 shawls that I've made, but you know, it's gonna get worn, and I like things crumpled, and you know, so why bother? You can still see the stitches. So I probably won't block it, but it's already huge. Needless to say, it's in the matchy matchy bag, and that's where I am. I'm trying to work on it at night as my last project, just to get it done, because I want to get it done. What I will say about this pattern, the SisLove half circle shawl, there's a triangular version. I think that might be what that designer does, or it seems like it, because there's another Mal or Cal going on where she has a half circle and a triangular one. I think Reg of J Hook Crochet, she's doing it. I think I just saw a post on Instagram, and she's doing both of them at the same time. God bless you. She likes working with fingering and thin yarn. So what was I trying to say? This pattern, it's by chart only, so you have to be, it's not a beginner pattern at all, unless you are, you know, super adventurous and you know how to read charts and you know what the stitches are and all that. Because not only is it not a beginner pattern, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Not every row ends with the same way. Things are little, you know, I think it's fudged, and it's not, it's adjusted based on, I guess, the number of stitches, it seems like, because it's not always like the even end and beginning of the row. Every row is different, so you have to be able to read the chart, and the chart doesn't just go this way, you know, 1, 2, 3. It does the first section, and when you do the second section, it refers you back to part of the first section, so you have to know how to navigate that. It's beautiful. It's, if you want a challenge, definitely. As a more experienced crocheter, definitely. I like a challenge, but right now that's a little too much for my brain. It's taking too much concentration and reading and making sure, you know, where you are. Once you figure out what they want you to do on the row, you're okay, but you have to pay attention at it. And I do recommend using the fingering or a lighter, maybe even the DK mandala, the regular mandala, but a worsted weight will just make it massive, unless you want a massive shawl. And this isn't a massive shawl where it's long and covering you, it's growing wide. So think about that if you do it, and if you do it in worsted. I'm happy I did it in that color because it's happy and it makes me happy, but it definitely needs a fingering, light fingering. That I went back to see if anyone had done it in something heavier, and so far all the ones I've seen, they've all used fingering or light fingering or sport weight yarns. So that's my long spiel. Man, I'm yapping. So that's my active whips that I'm working on. That shawl and the Sierra Madre, I haven't even opened that. So it's just those two I'm trying to get open. Ooh, my other whip that I'm working on, and it's started early last year. I have a bag, just a TJ Maxx bag. My mother-in-law had given me something, and she always leaves me a bag. All kinds of scraps, the little balls that are left over, and I have 2 skeins of this. This is Bernat Mix Home. I hate this yarn. I really hate this yarn. The yarns in there are okay, but it's just too much. It's got your number 6 regular. I think this is probably the chunky, softy chunky probably, or I think it's a 5/6 weight. And you have these that looks like a light cousin of latte, but a bulkier version, or the hugger. Then it's got the t-shirt yarn kind of thing. No, the home deck. And it's got the homespun like yarn in there, and it's just, it drives my brain crazy. I don't like it. And this one is even worse. This is just, ooh. I actually had to do 2 years ago, somebody wanted octopuses, but with the twirly tentacles, but she was doing some meeting and the theme was sea, and she wanted 3 of those, so they were ginormous. If I can find the picture, I'll put them. I think I did 3 for her, and I used this because I wanted it to look sea-ish and tentacle-ish. Yeah, hate it. That's why it's still here. So I'm putting it in the scrap, and it's going in the blanket eventually. But all this to say, I was using all my scraps, and I wanted it to go quick, so I was making it like a super bulky or even bigger, putting 3 or 4 strands together. That does a number on the hand. You know, after a while, it's tiring, but I think it's a great alternative to a weighted blanket, if you like a weighted blanket. And on a side note, my flippin' hot flashes came back. They were gone for almost a year. You know, just it started, then it just disappeared, and now it's just, it literally just creeps up on me out of nowhere now. It's just, it's awful. Anyway, the scrap blanket. So I had started this, I think I started it early last year. Maybe it was in the year before. Maybe it was 2019. I don't remember. But I was just working on it, and then I had run out of the scraps to put together, and then I amassed some, but I didn't have time. So I'm pretty sure I started in late 2019. Anyway. Oh, look at that. Even that looks great. That's the one thing about a scrap blanket. When you put the colors together, things that you never thought that would go together, or you'd never like the colors together, once they're all together and worked up, it's just like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. And it's a great way to figure out color combinations too, to see what you might like right here. I hope it's coming out like this. That's like the happy blanket, the happy colorway. It's just absolutely awesome. And this is like 3-4 different strands of yarn held together, and I couldn't tell you what they were. All kinds. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's like little pops of surprises everywhere. Like right here, this like purpley, it's not showing up well. Oh, look at that right there. Gorgeous. But this is where it is. There's some sparkle in here. So I think I'm going to leave it this wide. I didn't get a chance to measure it, but it basically covers me side to side. So it's a 1 person, and I'm going to stop increasing on one side and just make it more rectangular. So just increase on one side. Look, I latte'd. It's been latte'd. I think there's like 2, maybe 2.5 rows of latte in here. Love it, love it, love it. But it's quite heavy, so it's a great, I have another one in the living room that they love because the father minion likes the weight of it. It's nice, and it's stiff right now, but once you wash it, it'll loosen up a bit. But it's at the point where it takes quite a bit of muscle, and I'm already at 15 minutes, so it's gonna be a while. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. I hadn't picked it up in months. So last night I put about 4 rows in it. The first time, one of the first times I did it, I was tying my scraps as I went, so I ended up with big balls. This time I didn't. I just, you know, balled up what was left over and chucked it in the bag. So every time I run out, I have to keep adding, tying on new ones. So, and there's going to be some noise as I am just all tangled. I'll deal with it later. So yeah, that's the other whip. And light. I may have to turn the light on again. All right, so that's that. What else? I'm gonna go into acquisitions. There shouldn't have been, but there is. I was watching a couple of people, and it wasn't so much FOMO. It's just I just had the urge to. I wanted to go buy yarn because it was the clearance. That's what it was. I think Rose, thanks Rose, likes crochet, and Triss of, oh, I don't know her name. Crochet something with Triss. I'll put a link below. I think her name is Tristan. I think. Sorry if it's not. But Triss. She did a video I was watching, and she was talking. She bought all these cakes at Michael's, and I'm like, the clearance pull got me. So, yeah. I went. I was good. But I went, and I only got brights because I wanted brights for the machine. But did you guys know that, you probably did because I haven't been in Michael's since like November, maybe late November. Impeccable. I picked up an Impeccable. I'm like, oh, that's a little softer. So they've changed, just like the Craft Smart changed, and it's now way smarter, way softer. The Impeccable is too, and just like the Craft Smart, where they still had some of the old ones, new ones, that's still there, and you can definitely tell the difference. But I picked this up. It was on a side thing, not where they usually have it, and I'm like, oh, that's soft. I was first drawn to the color. They have all these new variegated ones, and next to them they have the coordinating solids, and this is way blown out because of the light, but it's looking neon on screen. But it's a peachy, I wish I'd taken I wish I'd taken a picture. But there are these speckled section. This I absolutely love. I worked it up on the machine, which I'll talk about in a second, and it didn't quite work out. The regular solid color, ooh, that is just blown out. It's called Petunia, and it's more of a bright, it's like almost like a neon salmon color almost. So I don't see where they got Petunia, because all the petunias I've ever seen are like more of the pinky purpley hues. But it's called Petunia. That is not the color on screen. Maybe when I edit it, it might look different, but it's just blown out completely. Yeah, that's not it at all. But it's so much softer because it's now, this is Turkey, and the old ones were made in Canada of imported US yarn, US fibers, I think, but this one is made in Turkey. Now, this worked up fine in the machine, the regular solid color, but the variegated, oh my god. I was probably like 80% done with this and this together hat, and this section of the speckly worked fine. When it got to the solid color of this one, it just, the machine was so tight it just wouldn't go, and I was holding it in my hand too. It just wouldn't go, and then all of a sudden I started getting the loops, so that's why this looks like that. I was quite upset because I was almost done with the hat and I was looking forward to it because I love this. This works up so nice. And I forget what the color is, or I never even looked to see what the colorway is called. Newspaper Journal. I don't know if I would see that. Newspaper colorways are usually blacks, whites, grays, but this is called Newspaper Journal, just like this is called Petunia, and it's no Petunia I've ever seen. Yeah, it's like a neon coral kind of color. But anyway, Impeccable, softer, now made in Turkey. So, and the old ones, no, were not on clearance or anything. They were just still there, still feeling that firmness to it. I said last time that the Dollar Tree yarn has that kind of firmness to it of the old Impeccable. So maybe that's where that's from. Maybe because they've changed, it was repackaged for the Dollar Tree yarn. I don't know. Anyway, whoops. So there's another ball of this from this. Oh, so upset. So upset. speaking of the machine, sorry, things are falling. I'll get back to acquisitions, but part of acquisition, I had a Valentine fairy who gifted me, and I hope this isn't too grainy. No. Gifted me, very surprisingly, the 40 pin. Jam it. So, another reason I need to use the cart to organize, because I need to find room to store these. Yeah, but I gave it a whirl. I did find it's a little noisier than the big one when the yarn is on. When the yarn's not on, it's fine, but I guess it's all about tension. And it doesn't come with a counter. That's what I was missing, because I was guessing. I did use it and I was guessing totally on rows. So I did buy a counter. I watched a video or two and I have to install it, but I haven't done that yet. It came Monday, but I didn't realize until yesterday. So yeah, so there's that. Thank you, fairy, you know who you are. So there's that. I have that to play with. And back to acquisitions. So those two, and then these neons. I think I can blame Carrie Penny for this, if you're watching. You know why, right? On one of her last videos, she has the lower right in her cubbies behind her has some neon colors. It's just, that must be why. It's just been screaming at me. So when I went to Michael's and I saw that, it was just like, it just pulled me right in. So I bought neon, and it's just completely blown out. Maybe, nope, still blown out. Okay, this is still blown out. Yeah, way brighter on the screen. Now, I have this set up in my ring light, so I'm going to turn it on and see if it does any difference. So hang on a second. Oh my god, it is so bright. I don't know if that helps or hurts because I'm being blinded, but I'll see, I guess, when I'm editing. Wow, it is very bright and very close. So I don't know. So yeah, I bought these two. This is Craft Smart, the new soft one, and this is neon. Oh my gosh, they've totally mislabeled these. This says neon orange, and this is absolutely pink. This is a pink color. It says neon orange, and it's hot pink. Oh. No, no, never mind. I'm looking in the wrong place. Because both of them... Ow. User error. Neon orange on both of them. That's because it is for the hat pattern that's on there. Whoops, delete that. Neon yellow and neon pink. So did I read these incorrectly? The petunia is for the probably the cowl that's on there. Let's see. No. I read it wrong, but this one is still wrong. This says fire red. This is orange. Orangey color. This is not red at all. So yeah. Petunia is for the shawl on the band, but fire red is not. It's definitely orange. In the orange family. So, oh well. Okay. I've done a lot of rambling for over 20 minutes. Finished items. And I'm going to have to stop and get something that I forgot. But, oh, there's the ball of what I took out from the hat that didn't work out. So, last time, I don't know if I showed, I had gotten, it's going to be a little paper crinkling. Hang on. Last time I had bought some roll with it tweed when I bought the neon red heart yarns. This was on clearance at Joann's, and I was tempted to go back because I didn't realize how soft it was, but I didn't. I just got this colorway, 3 of them, and I don't know if I showed it, but it's Party Mix. I might have told you about it. But there's that. So I used it and I made this, and I love this. It's soft. It's softer on the garter side than on the stockinette side, but it's Oh, that will be reverse stockinette, not garter. That's been confusing me. Reverse stockinette looks a lot like garter, but it's not really garter. It's basically the other side of the stockinette. Anyway, but I made this. So this is one side, and then the other side. So I guess it could be unisex. The girl wants to wear this side, or the boy, if that's his color choice preference. And this is more neutral. And then if you turn it up, you've got that. And if you turn it up, you've got that. This is so soft. Roll with it, tweed. I was just, and it works up great in the machine. Absolutely great. So I had a little left over and I made a headband. So that was the rest of it. So that's that. And so I might have spoken about it. I don't know if I did. And if I showed all these, I apologize. Like I said, brain. But I had used latte cakes as waste yarn, and I was like, oh, it actually works. It was nice and smooth, no snag or anything, no extra pull on the machine. So, of course, we had to lattes. So 1, 2, oops, looks very creepy with all the light in my face. Now these are, one of them is from 2 different cakes from leftover. This one I had leftover, and they complement each other just fine. I think from here it was like a different skein or a different cake. Oh, it just feels so wonderful. I think these were, I do it 75 and 85 rows rounds. So it would be for 85, I guess, with my tension for an adult, and then the 75 for a child. So on the 40 pin, so these are more head wraps because they're very wide, and then headbands just a little less wide on the 40 pin. And I think I like this one better. Now because there's no counter, I went too big. It fits my big noggin, but I had my niece, 2 of my nieces try, and it was a little loose on them. So if it's an adult who likes their headbands loose, this would be good, but it's a bit on the big side. So that's why I need to attach the counter, figure out how to do that. So I think that's it, except I'm going to pause and I'll be right back with the other stuff. Wow. Okay. The light is so bright. I'm going to be interested to see how it looks like when I'm editing. So I don't think I showed this, but this was from the Darn Good Yarn sock, the kit that I bought to do Z's cozy pattern. And I had a little bit left and you couldn't let it go to waste. So I started making the octopus, and I've always wanted to tweak it. There's 2 other ways I want to tweak it. One of them I don't know if I'll be able to, if I have the skills to do it, and the other one I have to try. But on this tweak, which is being tested right now, I just started doing it, and so this was part 1, and I ran out of the sock yarn, so I added some loops and threads, the thin one, well, like doubled up. Look at that. I love it. I love it. I love how it's striped. I didn't know that's how it was going to work up, really, but I love it. So that's with the sock yarn and a 2mm hook. So regardless to say, my fingers were cramped. So because this was just leftover and I was just trying to use it up to not go to waste, there was that. And down here I wasn't 100% pleased with, so plus I wanted to work it in worsted weight. So I decided to give it a try in worsted weight and made a few tweaks that I wasn't pleased with either. So this was second try. Looks like an alien, so they all tell me, and it does with the long head. I can see it in the camera, and then it's also reflecting on the glass, so it looks creepy. So I'm seeing this one here, but on the glass it's also showing a bigger one over here, so it's very creepy. So that's the second one. The tentacles are done a little differently. So yeah, looks like an alien. That movie Coneheads also reminds me of that. So that was that. And then what I settled on, third time's a charm. Oops. There you go. I didn't do the lashes this time. I decided to give it eyebrows. So, you know, with the facial expressions, you can do whatever. Everyone always comments about my facial expressions. It takes a lot of trial and error. But one of the biggest recommendations, what I do is I draw a series of circles, and then in each one of them, I draw out faces of what I think I want, because I'm never sure what I want. And then when I'm satisfied, then I try to replicate that on with yarn. So that's how I do my faces. Getting the mouth just right is always a challenge too. So there's always pulling in and, you know, restarting when I do these. But that is the Octo Part 2. I don't have a name yet for it. I might as well just keep with the same name, right? TDH Octo Part 2? I don't know. Haven't decided. But it's being tested. Stay tuned. Somebody asked. Chantal, stay tuned. It's coming. So yeah. That is what I've been doing. And not much is happening, because even though it's been great, well, not even though, it's been great to be home, and I was just starting to relax, and now I gotta go back, and, you know, I had great plans of what I wanted to do for the 2 weeks I was home almost, and, yeah, there was a lot to catch up on, and there's still work to do, and life to live, so a lot of the things I planned on doing didn't come to fruition. So, I was hoping to sew some pouches. Of course, that didn't happen because, you know, life doesn't stop. Oh, I forgot. The 40 pin. So, one of the reasons before I was wanting to get it was to do baby hats and maybe crank them out a little more than I've been crocheting. I do have a bag of crocheted ones. So, I did give it a try, and this one is in Caron Simply Soft. I think I do have maybe like 5 or 6 skeins of Caron Simply Soft still there that I plan on using. So there's that one, which I think is a little big for the maternity, but I'll see if they would take that size. I'm sure, you know, they can pass it on to other babies who are there longer than newborns. So there's that. Caron Simply Soft does, the machine loves it. And then I have a few cakes of the old mandala, so I give it a whirl, and I forget what I did. I think this one was, I don't remember the tension I used. I did something different and I don't remember, but there's this with the mandala, and yep, it's orange on orange. So this side is orange on orange, and this side is pink and orange. So yeah, there's that. And then this little one's my favorite. Not the color, I know you purple lovers, but it's just so small and about the size I was going for. So, you know, it's long enough that it can be baby, and as they grow, it can grow, because, you know, it's going to stretch. So, it's all purple, and then, what is it? Pinks into purple. So. They are just cute, cute, cute. So yeah, the 40 pin. All right, I haven't touched my bag of my hand dyed that I want to make into a sweater because I still haven't decided. Trying to clean up, but it's gonna have to wait another week. I'm trying to go slow, little by little, and not try to overwhelm myself, because, you know, I amass things over time, so I should take my time. And I think that's it. Next video, Depends on how my week goes while I'm in Boston. I may try, but don't count on it. It's just the way things are. Lots going on there right now. So that's it. I will talk to you guys. Sip. I think that's it. Yep, getting ready to head back. That's it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending some time. I have a skein of Stitch Studio. I'm going to try to do a hat not hate hat. And I was just watching Rose, and I have a bag of black and white Dollar Tree yarn that I bought, but then never dawned on me, get the blue one to do hat not hate. So I may do that. I may have bought a couple of navy blue that I'll do, but because I don't have a lot of just mainly blue yarn there. I have a mandala one, but I'm not giving that up, the ombre. All right, 36. Nope, no 30 minutes. All right. I said that about 3 or 4 times. I did want to show you one last thing. I said, oh, slow down. I said I was trying to sew pouches. I was able to do 2, and I actually finished a different, back in November when I was sewing the Christmas bags that kind of didn't, I do have a few, like I said, in my shop, but I deactivated them because I wasn't going to be around to manage sales. I was doing one and I was messing it up, and I found it basically crumpled when I was trying to organize, so I fixed it. The insides, thank God it's between the insides and the lining that you can't see, but it's still perfectly usable from what you can see. Everything's sewn and stitched and no holes or anything. So first I will show you this bag. It's the same fabric as one that was in the store before, and the inside is just off-white with pocket. But what I was able to sew, besides finishing that one, I had to actually put the lining and the tops and everything together. Usually just the shell was done before, the outer shell. But what I was able to sew, and they still need to be pressed, were pouches, which I was trying to do. And I almost stabbed myself. Pen. There's this pouch. I'm hoping when I come back to finish sewing the ones I have cut and then have them in for March. I was trying for this month, but it will probably be for March. So there's this one, and the inside is, it's on the inside. It's a sparkly purple on the inside with the handle. Purple zipper. Just sewing notions and stuff on there. Same on both sides. Then the other one, this was fabric I had bought to make my niece a bag for, it's either her birthday or Christmas. And it's unicorns on purpley clouds. And the inside of this one is just gray and white chevron. I do have I think 3 others of these, one more with the chevron, and then 3 others with the sparkly lining to put together, but they're just sitting there waiting. Why I'm saying all this is because I had planned on doing this while I was doing some cleaning of my stash. I came across some crochet thread that I'm just not using. So there's, this one is probably what is it? The higher the number, the thinner it is. So this is probably a 30, I think. And then there's this one, which is, I don't know, probably a 10. I don't know what they go, 20. There's black. This is a cream. There's a white, which is smaller. There's this one, which is not twisted. It's more like roving almost, or singles, but it's not twisted like that one. So there's that in white. I have this one, fashion thread number 3. So are these number 3? Probably. Nope. They're a little thicker. I have that one still in the wrapper. That's black. I have a brown that I used a little bit out of, and another off-white cream that's bigger. This gauge is bigger than this one. So, all this to say, I'm having a giveaway. The bag with these, because I am not using crochet thread. This was once upon a time when I thought I was going to do earrings and things like that. So some of this has been there a while. So, there's that with the bag. So, drawstring. Nothing special to do. Make a comment below. Actually, no. Just so I know you're interested, just put I'm in there. I'm in. I'll put it on the screen. It has to be I'm in, because that's what I will put in the comment picker. I'm in there. And since I'm going to be gone next week, so it'll be whatever, I will put it on the screen, what date I will try to do it, or somewhere around there. Pick a winner. If I'm not able to do a full video, I will just pick a winner and then do a little, announcement video for that. So, yeah, bag and crochet thread. I'm in. That's what you need to comment, and that's what I will look for. And, yeah. So, once again, wow. Time. I need to go. It's dark out now. And thank goodness for the light, and hopefully this worked. I get to look at the camera. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will talk to you guys in, if not a week, in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.